by 57.40%. Specifically, investors bought and sold 374.32 million shares worth 2.72 billion naira exchanged by investors in 2,875 deals. This was in contrast of 237.81 million shares valued at 3 naira.09 billion traded in 3,162 deals on Thursday. NEM Insurance was at the toast of investors, accounting for 130.42 million shares worth 521 naira.41 million. And on a sad note now, Kofi Annan, the former UN Secretary General who won the Nobel Prize for Humanitarian Work, has died at age 80. International diplomat says Annan was the first black African to take up the role of the world's top diplomat, serving 2 terms from 1997 to 2006. President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with the government and people of Ghana over the passing of former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan in the early hours of August 18. A statement issued by Femi Adesina, the President's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity in Abuja on Saturday, Buhari had earlier called President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana from London to register his condolence. President Buhari said all Nigerians and ECOWAS member countries share the deep loss considering the strategic influence of the former scribe in global affairs and his vision for repositioning the West Coast in Africa. The President acknowledged that Annan was the first UN staff to lead the organization. He was also a co-recipient of the 2001 Nobel Peace Prize with the UN. And that's the much you can take. Many thanks for watching. This is PTV.
People's Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world with real-time notifications. Just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android or Apple Store if you're on iOS. Search PTV Nigeria, download, it's free, it's easy. Now you can catch up with the latest news analysis and political discourse on the go. So stay connected with PTV, Nigeria's #1 online TV.
Hello viewers, welcome to this edition of the Darling Program Banking and You. I'm your regular host, Jerry Ojono.
One of the reasons for the crowd in the banking hall has to do with the bulk of people who use ATM.
One of the banks happened to be one of our very old banks. Okay, they've been doing that for quite a while. You know, the level of education usually cannot be compared to education for those with current accounts. Yeah. Okay.
To, da kai da ke da ita da shi da kowa nake so na yi magana da. Me ke faruwa? Kana son karuwa ga ka zaune bakin rijiya amma kana jin kishin ruwa? Gangan jikin siyasa. In ta dangwala ka dangwala na dangwala. Ina amfanin ana yi ba da kai ba? A turancin Najeriya to an gaya maka. No sit down look. Kana sit down kana looking komai na ƙara lalacewa? Ina ka ga daman ƙorafi? Da masu jini a jika ake yi, watan matasa. Kwankwasa a buɗa ki shige, dago ka shaki iska ko kalime, da ƙyar ka sha yafi da ƙyar aka kama ka. No sit down look. Matasa ke siyasa. Yin rajista, karɓi katin zaɓe, yana da amfani ƙwarai kwa.
No sit down look.
No sit down look.
No sit down look.
Make una no sit down look oh.
A classico, I tell you, my 3 points is clear.
Yes.
Eh? They go watch match.
Okay, what do you want me to do about it?
Give us light.
That's the only thing you've been saying since you came into my office.
Maybe your work be that.
No, it's my work, but see.
Our government fit do their work if we sef do our own work. No just sit down. Carry wetin dey worry you go meet who suppose solve am. Don't look government inna the rain again. Start or join group to solve problems for your community.
Hello and welcome to another informative, educative and of course enlightening episode of PTV Situation Room. I remain Aisha Jibrin. PTV Situation Room, as you all know, is the only TV program that keeps you in the know about those trending stories. We basically answer the questions that are on your mind. We tell you the story behind the story. Without wasting so much time going into the topic of today, we will be discussing the National Assembly resumption. Now, having followed the polity for a while now, there's a lot that has been happening in Nigeria's politics. You hear defections have been happening front, right, center, from one party to another. We've been hearing about mergers, we've been hearing about coalitions, we've been hearing a lot. And of course, it is very much expected, being that this is the eve of the 2019 general elections. We see recurrence of happenings that was there in 2014 and 2015 having the same part to play come 2018-2019. It's a wonderful one, we must say. We wake up every day to different stories. We hear about sieges in people's homes. We hear about the one that actually shocked us, siege to the National Assembly. There's been so much happening back and forth before that. And of course, with these defections that I mentioned earlier, one stood out quite significant as the number 3 citizen of this country decided that he was going to leave the All Progressive Congress to the People's Democratic Party. Now, questions have arose. What is the legality, if there is any, to said defection? These and more other topics, of course, are what we're going to be discussing on today's episode. We will be shedding more light on the fact that with the uncertainty surrounding the resumption of the National Assembly, today, it's just there's been a lot in the polity. Why should they reconvene today? Are they supposed to reconvene? Having come out to give us a statement that they cannot reconvene on the INEC 2019 budget because, of course, the budget planning committees have not come out, to give proposal and present proposals to this two chambers, as said in a statement by the Senate President and his deputy. One would ask, why are they coming back? There's been insinuations and counter-insinuations on the impeachment of the Senate President, if there's any, the reason why said defections are happening, and the fact that a particular seat should be declared vacant when a particular leader or senator defects. These and more questions will be discussed at the thrust of today's program. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, of course, we'll be having guests in the studio who will be shedding more light on this topic, legal practitioners who will give us the legality or otherwise of said issues that have been trending in the polity. If I am you, I would not want to go anywhere. I would sit. I'll be locked on this station because, of course, you need to know what to do come 2019. Do stay. It's time for a quick break.
Is it not even better that we have a corrupt man who know what we, the youth of Nigeria, want? Trump, as you are saying, Trump is corrupt. Now he's the best president so far. Look at the economy of USA. When the government, you understand, is afraid of the citizen, there is liberty, love, development. But in a situation whereby the citizen is afraid of the government, that is that tyranny. Nigeria is this is tyranny, era of tyranny. You understand? And you cannot take it away. As far as we Nigerians are concerned, Abacha is one of the best presidents we have. And Obasanjo, you understand? And Obasanjo, all these people are corrupt. So is it not better we even have people who they said is corrupt that will come and solve our problem in this country than people who say that they are sent, that things are not moving? Our economy is shut down, many things is shut down, nothing is working. So what are we now saying?
What we are passing through in Nigeria is in fact, is not what we expected. You understand? Even so the Nigerians that voted for, because personally myself, I never voted for Buhari for one day. My vote was not casted for him because I know him right from history. When we were in Lagos, then there was a massive unemployment. Then there was no job. People suffer to eat. Then that was why I didn't vote. I didn't give him one vote. And I am telling you, this one, I am not giving him one single vote. My community is not giving him one single vote.
Forget about people who see themselves as if they are the ones to decide. He said he's not going to vote for Buhari. That is left for him. He cannot say his community will not vote for Buhari because he don't know even his brother, his immediate brother, will like Buhari more than he did. You understand? That is how you think. We must pass through a wilderness to get to the promised land. What PDP has been doing to this country is only God if you give them that chance again, we will derail. We'll get back to where we have been into. Eh? So we better suffer it now and our future restored.
This government came on the promise that they are going to make Nigeria better. And on discovering, they discovered that there are a lot of messes, which to clean up that messes, it will not take 1 or 2 years, or even 3 years, or one single term. That means 4 years in government. But I discovered that by giving the government more
You're welcome back. Now, before we went on that quick break, I made mention of today's topic, which will be the National Assembly resumption. The uncertainties, concerning and surrounding said resumption. What is to be expected? What is going to happen? And like I said also before I went on that break, joining me in the studio right now is a legal practitioner who would shed more light, on the legality or otherwise of some insinuations that have been trending online in the polity. You're welcome to the studio, Max Oga.
Thanks for having me, Aisha.
It's a pleasure. Now, talking about today was supposed to be, the resumption, and then stories came out left, right, and center saying, this would not happen as is. These uncertainties, like when they're supposed to come back today, why are things not happening the way it should? Looking at the breakdown that has gone, from the National Assembly siege to the insinuations of, that happening because they wanted to unseat the Senate President. Let's look at that fora. What is the effect of this on the polity?
I see a bleak future for the polity. There's no certainty that it will truly be bleak, but that's what I see. There are too many uncertainties. To start with, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives gave a hint that the House may reconvene either today, Tuesday, the 14th of August 2018, or tomorrow, Wednesday, the 15th of August 2015. 18. And 18, I'm sorry. And shortly thereafter, the spokesman of the House of Representatives, came out to categorically say the House was not going to reconvene today, because the Speaker had said some leaders of the National Assembly met to agree that the House should reconvene either today or tomorrow. And the spokesperson of the House was very categorical. He said you don't need some leaders of the National Assembly to reconvene the House. You need all the leaders to reconvene the House. Now, there are too many suspicions here and there. You are aware that 2 senators are in court. They fear that there will be an impeachment of the Senate President. So with this cloud hanging in the air, I don't see the National Assembly reconvening
anytime soon.
Okay,
let's look at this.
And of course, let me touch one other issue. The fear that the Senate President was to be removed last week is unfounded, right? The House did not reconvene, the Senate rather, did not reconvene last week. There was no circular, there was no information from the clerk of the National Assembly. There was no order by the Senate President, who is the chairman of the National Assembly, reconvening the House. All the Senate President did was to call for a leadership meeting of the National Assembly. And the leadership of the National Assembly is made up of principal officers alone. And that meeting was slated for 12 noon on Tuesday last week. Right? So what happened on Tuesday? Some members of the Senate, some members of the House of Representatives of PDP extraction, who are not members of, who are not part of the leadership of the National Assembly, getting to the National Assembly as early as 6 a.m., in my opinion, amounted to what Chuba Kadigo described in his time as unnecessary alarmism. Right? So people should not overheat. Nobody can reconvene the National Assembly other than the Senate President. Nobody can reconvene the House of Representatives other than the Speaker. And that must be done in conjunction with the clerk of the National Assembly, who must notify all members. So none of these things, has taken place. or have taken place. None. I mean, none of this has taken place. You know, so we should not be unnecessarily agitated, thereby hitting up the polity. That's
okay. Now you're saying that it was unwarranted. You know what happened last week that could have been prevented. Let's look at the statement. You know that came out saying that they were supposed to reconvene concerning the urgency with the INEC budget that they were supposed to come. You know, sit on, and they came out to say that since the committees, the budget planning committees, have not come up with a report, it would be unfair to call back, you know, everyone to come and sit and all of that. Don't you think that looking at where we are, the timeline that we have right now, let's not even go into the figure that, you know, has been appropriated to INEC, don't you feel that it is emergent or it is needed for the House to sit to be able to lay that particular aspect to bed so we can be looking forward to 2019 elections?
No. The need for the House to reconvene and look into the INEC budget, right, is, I mean, that need cannot be overemphasized. You understand? There's a need for both chambers of the National Assembly to, I mean, to come back and look at that. But a lot is happening behind the scene, right? That is making it difficult. Let me not say impossible for the House to reconvene. There are too many fears here and there, right? Now, without pretending, without taking side with anyone, none of the two major parties or the contending parties, the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party, has the number to remove the Senate President, right? By the decision of the Court of Appeal, in the case of the National Assembly and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the 2003 decision of the Court of Appeal, you require 73 senators and 240 members of the House of Representatives to remove the leadership of the House or to veto the President, right? So if members of the PDP or supporters of Bukola Saraki, let me put it that way, if they know that, look, our opponents cannot garner 73 votes, then why the fear? Why the fear? You know, let them meet, and nobody will be backed up by Nigerians or by the law to forcefully remove any leader of the National Assembly. So if we are afraid, we don't want to reconvene the National Assembly now because some people will forcefully remove the Senate President, then what will happen post September 26? When the House ordinarily is supposed to come back and reconvene. Do you understand? So let's go and face whatever we have to face now in the interest of our country.
Okay, that is quite a very salient point, as you made mention, you know, there. Let's listen to the ordinary Nigerians, the people that elected this representative, that as we are insinuating are scared, you know, to go and see what's happening. Nigerians out there have made mention of the fact that there's a lot of drama, you know, that is to be expected come either, you know, today or tomorrow, as it's been uncertain. We don't know what's happening. Currently, our correspondents are on ground in the National Assembly waiting to see, you know, if there will be any action or inaction, you know, on their part. But let's take a look at this report where ordinary Nigerians have made their views known and their fear, of course, of the drama that is to happen.
After the defection and subsequent siege on the National Assembly, these Nigerians are left with no other choice than to expect another drama as the National Assembly looks forward to reconvening this week.
Well, for me, I will say the senators or members of the National Assembly, they have Nigeria at heart. And if they don't have Nigeria at heart, they wouldn't have convened at the first place. So I think they have Nigeria at heart. Just that the government or the power that may be should allow them to carry out their duty the way it should be. They should allow them to do things the way it's expected of them.
The crisis in that National Assembly now, to my view, I'm seeing it, there are some people are distracting them. Be a party chairman, be or this or that, does not give you the rule to say this must happen and it must happen. It's unfair. People elected that man there. If he's not doing well, you come out and tell him, hey, okay, you're not doing well. If Senate President have not been doing well for 3 years, this is the 4th year that's coming, and for 3 years they did not complain, they should remove him, they should impeach him. And now Nigeria needs favor. Now Nigeria wants you to do something for us. You are using impeachment. as a bucket, or as just your thought, or what you just really want to do to create leaders from planning on how to help Nigerians.
No, leadership crisis. Who make that leadership crisis is Saraki. Saraki since when he entered that place, we never see what Saraki do because to work for Nigerians. I never see him. He entered that place with Magumagu. He still continue with Magumagu to stay here to finish Buhari government. So I never see anything Saraki they do there. Because since what I did for Nigeria, I never see where they bring budget to stay for National Assembly for 7 years, 7 months. I never see him. My advice made them remove him. It's not helping matter. Make them remove him. It's not helping matter. It's not helping matter. Saraki is a problem to Nigerians.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I expected them to see it because we should remember, could call back 2014-2015 when Tambawa defected to the AP. There was no any magic. I was not, because it's a democratic system where we're in democracy. So, and the constitution says that the fraction in between the parties, understand, they can defect. And I think there was fraction between the PDP, but then it defected. And the same thing happened under APC. There was fraction. We have reform APC and APC. And reform APC took the APC to court. And we have other parallel congress in APC when there was to show that there was fraction in the party. So, by that constitution can defect. But the issue of other PDP defecting, so there are no constitutionally. And they say constitution by under third of the minority can remove the Senate president. I don't think under the law they have the right to remove him by through the back door.
I got information that on Wednesday they are reconvening, but I know that the National Assembly has the maturity to handle the affairs, and maybe some people are planning to carry out a coup or to overhaul or overthrow the leadership of the National Assembly. But I know that until the National Assembly reconvenes, we should know who are in majority by counting those who are in majority. Right now, we don't know. It's an elusive thing. Nobody knows who is in majority, whether APC or PDP. So it's on speculation. It's been speculated. When we get there on Wednesday, according to the Senate President, they will know whether they have 73 numbers to carry out to try to impeach the President of the Senate.
They urge politicians to place national interest over personal interest.
They should not forget we, the Nigerians. We are there. Yes, they should talk of national security, vote and all that, but they should not forget that we, the human beings, we are still human beings, and somebody need to talk about us, the human beings.
They should come reconvene and sit as able to approve the INEC fund they needed for the election, so we can move this country forward. They should not hold us to stand still.
I'm bent that the senators are listening to the yearning of Nigerians, and they want to let the security forces, the power that may be, just stay aside and allow them to carry their job.
As the National Assembly prepares to reconvene, stakeholders are of the view that the law should be allowed to prevail over personal interest. Emmanuel Hijine, PTV News, Abuja.
Oga. And coming to join us, of course, has been Festus Onifade. These are two legal practitioners that would shed more light on the legality or otherwise of the situation that has been happening in the polity. You're welcome, Festus.
Thank you.
Come join us. And of course, Max has, being here with us before the break started. Now, let's take some steps back. Let's look at the worries, even what people are making mention of, the fact that the Senate President, the fear, you made mention of it, that the fear of the Senate President, to be impeached, that is what's happening or preventing some of the lawmakers. Now, let's look at his defection. Let's look at Section 68, Chapter 5, Part 1 of Section 68, the way that a seat can be made vacant. And then we had Paragraph G made mention of the fact, gave provision for defection, actually. Where it made mention of the fact that
where there's a division in the
yes, or a merger,
So now let's look at what happened with RAPC. Let's look at the situation first with the APC to the PDP, and then look at the PDP to the APC. Okay, would you say that has that been satisfied?
Well, in my opinion, there's no division in the there's no faction in the APC, right? There's no faction in the APC, but that in itself does not invalidate the defection. Remember that before now, a good number of people left the PDP. Joshua Daria, for instance, who was elected under the platform of the Labour Party, left the Labour Party and joined the APC. Senator Omo Agege also left the Labour Party and joined the APC. Senator John Owaneno left PDP and joined the APC. Hope Uzodimma left the PDP and joined the APC. Senator Andy Uba, Anambra, left the PDP and joined the APC. Senator, what's her name from Anambra? Stella Udua, left the PDP and joined APGA and all of that. And nobody declared anyone's seat vacant. Even backward in the 7th Assembly, Professor Boroface left the Labour Party and joined the APC. Senator David Mark, who was the Senate President then, did not declare his seat vacant, and all of that. You know, so yes, the law says, Section 68, like you said, and even judicial authorities say you cannot leave unless there's a division. But we have had cases where people left and nothing, nothing happened. So I mean, heaven shouldn't fall at this time. At this time.
Okay, yes, we'll make mention of the fact that, okay, this is what the law provides. And you have legal practitioners coming out, you know, to call for said, you know, light to be shed. One of your colleagues, exactly, one of your colleagues even did that, you know, Frank Tete. And so that even opens our mind, especially the ordinary Nigerians that did not know. Legal practitioners like you knew about this section, but ordinary Nigerians, you know, never knew about that. Now they know that this had been there. Yes, it has been ignored in the past. Should we, you know, follow that trend and continue, especially now where the leadership, you know, is affected?
For me, I would say it's not really healthy for our polity. Continuous defection is not healthy, because at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? We are trying to build political ideology. We are trying to build political blocks and say, okay, to the right, to the left, these are the progressive and all that. But as it seems today, there is no clear division between the major political parties.
Not at all.
Everybody can crisscross whichever political party, depending on where their interest is best suited. So it's not about my interest or your interest or the interest of Nigerians. It's about what suits them. So for me, it's not very healthy. However, as it stands today, what the law provides is that once there is a division, and for me, my take is that on this issue of divisions, this issue of defection, you see, there have been a lot of judicial interpretation, whether the division has to be total. You know, just like my colleague here said, a lot of people are defected earlier. So, is it a mere minor disagreement or total division within the party that can lead you to defect? Now, for me, once there are some infractions within that political party and you think, I'm not comfortable here, as it stands, you can defect. So the law permits you to defect. However, the question is it healthy for our polity? I don't think so. I don't think it's something we should continue. I don't think it's a way we should tour. I think clearly there should be some kind of safeguard so that we can have a clear ideology. And you see, the fact, what makes a politician, what makes him defect from one political party to the other? What? As anybody says that Party A is not implementing this social agenda, is not following a welfareist agenda that he has said, as anybody come and say Party B is anti-people, you know? So it's not about me and you. And so we need to go back to the drawing board and look for a way to really safeguard our polity. And you see, we are being taken for a ride. Nigerians have been taken for a ride. And so we need to wake up and say enough of this.
And do better.
Yes. Okay. Now, just to add to what Mr. Festus said. Yes, the statutory provisions are there prohibiting defection. Judicial authorities are there prohibiting defection. But in practice, the whole thing revolves around the discretion of a particular presiding officer. You are in trouble if you defect from the party where the presiding officer belongs. In the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, after the 2015 election, someone defected from the PDP to the APC. The person's seat was declared vacant, and he remained outside until the 8th assembly. Until the next assembly came into being in June 2015. Then, sometime last year, a member of the Cross River State House of Assembly, Dr. Eluke, defected from the PDP.
Pronouncement on the issue.
No, after.
You should not exclude that constituency that you suspend. Or you know that is a judicial pronouncement.
Oh, yeah.
That when you suspend a senator or a lawmaker, you have alienated that constituency. So until that consciousness, people were being suspended at the will and caprices of the presiding officers. Once you defect from a political party, that is not easy. If you know, just you did the hammer on you.
But if you defect into his own political party, you are welcome. The only time we had an exception, like I said, Senator David Mark, Professor Boroface, did not even leave his own party, left another party, Labour Party, to APC. So, I mean, it did not affect PDP. So, the point I wanted to make is not
okay. Now, let's talk about, as you just made mention of the fact that, the judicial officers the presiding officers rather had, more rights and input about these sections that are being ignored. In reality, they're not being practiced, to the fullest. Let's look at the lacuna that said judicial provisions, created. A situation where I know as a lawmaker that for me to be able to defect effectively, I have to prove that there's been a division or a merger in the party. What are we looking at to happen? Are we seeing, yes, we know that our constitution is not perfect in its totality, but isn't there a blind side to encouraging, because insinuations have come up, to the reason why there was the RAPC and then this, all of these things. Are we trying to say a senator whose goal is to defect from the party that he is would now start going to court to go and start proving of some sort or laying the groundwork foundation for
the person defecting does not need to go to court. Exactly. It is when he is taken to court that he will not justify that, look, I defected because there was a division in the party. And of course, our courts have said this issue of division is a matter of fact. Yes.
And okay, before we continue, we have a caller. Our Voxtel is open. Hello. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Yes, please, your name and your contribution, please.
My contribution is that...
Your name first. Your name first.
My name is Mohammed.
Okay, Mohammed. Calling from?
Kwara State.
Kwara State. Okay. Mohammed, what's your contribution?
Nasarawa State.
Nasarawa State. Okay. Thank you, Mohammed, from Nasarawa. So what's your contribution?
My contribution is that we want National Assembly to be confused and to follow the law abiding for the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Because we change PDP because for what they are doing, but everything they are doing worse more than the PDP again. So we don't want that. We want the constitution for the rules and regulations.
All right. All right, Mohammed from Nasarawa, thank you very much for that contribution. And that before,
yes.
And he seems to be a PDP sympathizer.
Yes, he made another point that we changed PDP because they were not doing well. Now APC is doing worse. I want to make a point here. The issue is not the political parties.
Yeah, exactly.
The issue is with us. Exactly. It is the operators of the system who are the problem. Ask Mr. Festus what is happening in the Nigerian Bar Association. With the annual general elections. Serious issues.
With the election itself.
Sure. You understand. And the NBA is, if you like, the most elitist professional association in Nigeria. Who cannot conduct, they cannot conduct a mere election.
Okay,
it's not about Labour Party, it's not about ABGA, it's not about APC, it's not about PDP. It's about us, the human beings who constitute these parties.
Okay, let's connect with our next caller. Hello there. Hello there.
Hello, what is your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Alex. Hello, my name is Alex.
Alex, where are you calling us from? Hello, Alex.
Hello?
Could you turn down the volume of your television or walk away from a television set so we can stop having the call back?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, Alex, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from River State.
Okay, Alex, what is your question or your contribution?
No, my question is this: Saraki have left the APC for a PDP, and I thought that Saraki is supposed to drop the leader of the mantle, the mantle. Since he have left the PDP, APC for the PDP, so he's supposed to drop the leadership. So I was thinking that is it not right like that? So I just want to know.
Okay,
whether it's right or wrong.
All right, just stay tuned, Alex, and will you listen to Festus answer that question?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Is he not supposed to drop his seat as a Senate president?
You see, my challenge with Nigerians is that we need to get more politically enlightened. We need to know exactly the actions or their inactions, what it benefits the Nigerians. The fact that he has left his political party from one political party to the other, does it mean that he should leave or he should vacate the office of Senate President? No. The Constitution is clear about who becomes the Senate President. Senate President is to be elected among members, Section 50, among members of the Parliament, the Senate, and also the Speaker. Now, the question is, if he leaves, another person comes in, does it turn the table around economically? Does it turn the table, change all the dynamics and all the things we are seeing? No. So the question is that these politics we play, especially with the critical issues, and let's talk about it now. The issue that has to do with passing of the INEC budget,
yes,
that has remained more like a problem between the two arms of government. Does it solve the problem? No, it doesn't. And also we need to trace the emergence of Bukola Saraki to 3 years ago, how he emerged and how the party itself has been unable to manage that office very well in terms of their relationship with the executive. So that had been a major problem up till now, and APC is still suffering from that. And APC feel that, it should be so person, it shouldn't be him. And since it's him, since it has been him, we need to look for a way to get him out by all means.
So now, when he asked that question, he made mention of the fact that he had a question, and I'm looking at his question from the angle of that section G, where they say that paragraph G rather, where they say that this in reality is not what happens. So what do we say about other? Because someone else can wake up tomorrow and tell me that this is there in the Constitution, but since in reality we are not to enforce this. Isn't that laying the precedence for a plethora of issues or a wide door to be open that cannot be contained?
Wide door in terms of
in terms of other aspects of other laid down procedures that should be ignored. Let's look at the fact that a seat will be declared vacant. Let's look at that first, the paragraph that gave us the section 68 before we had all of the other paragraphs. A seat in the House will be declared vacant on these
circumstances.
Exactly.
Where there is division, where there is merger, and when the person in question vacates his office, either by appointment or.
So now the stakeholders not going, because the INEC has to be the one to determine that there was maybe a division or.
No. It's not INEC. He's a presiding officer. He's a presiding officer.
So the commission, yes.
Like my colleague says, it's a question of fact. Yes. But the question that people have always asked is it a total division? You know what they say, total division? Like you have a party having two conventions, having two chairmen at the same time. So that's the question. Or if there is a minor.
So with this difference that he just made mention of, what is it? If it's total, then it takes effect.
It's justified. But then, even that is like attempting to answer the question reasonable. You understand? When you say reasonable ground, reasonable suspicion, that reasonable has a lot of question marks. What is reasonable depends on who is looking at it.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So even total division also depends on who is looking at it.
But the question,
one judge in a court of first instance can say, oh, look, what happened in party A was a total division. The matter goes from there to the court of appeal, and the three wise men in the court of appeal will look at it differently. If it goes to the Supreme Court, they will also look at it differently. You know, so it is neither here nor there. You know, so going round, it takes us back to the same point. Everything depends on the discretion of the presiding officer. If he does not like your face and the actions you took, he declares your seat vacant, and heavens will not fall.
And the facts are due before him.
Yes.
And the question now is that there have been defections to throw and fro each of the parties.
Yes.
So why is this more important? Why should hell be let loose because of this defection? No.
But it's quite significant, you know, we would say, because yes, this has been happening. The political parties have even come, you know, to play a central role in this. We have, you know, the APC chairman coming out to make some salient points, and also the PDP haven't been left out, you know, coming out with a representative to make statements.
Yes, you see, all the issues the national chairman of the APC has raised are moral issues. Right? Now, what happens in the National Assembly is governed and guided by law.
And their
rules.
Okay,
not morality.
Before you continue that thought, let's listen to the contribution. And hello there.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What is your name and where are you calling from?
It's Alex. I just called now.
Okay, yes. Alex, has your question been answered?
Yes, no. You didn't give me the answer I'm supposed to get.
Okay, so what answer are you expecting?
Please, yes. Opabio defected from PDP to APC, and Opabio left his office as minority leader.
But he didn't leave his office as a senator, did he?
No. Holding the office in the PDP as a majority, he left the office for them. And I was thinking that Saraki was wearing that crown based on APC. APC gave him the crown. You understand? Now he's leaving APC. It's just like when a son said that I don't want to give my father respect anymore. I want to leave his house. You can't do their own. Not the wearing the same crown and they still them. It's not so. I want to get a real answer. You didn't give me the answer I'm supposed to get.
Alex, let me throw light on that. The position Senator Godswill Akpabio held was a party position, right? He was elected by PDP members
as a minority
in the Senate as their leader. So now that he has left that party, right, he cannot remain there. He has left the minority party to the majority party, for instance. So he cannot now continue leading those in the minority. Exactly. So that's different from the office of the Senate President. The Senate President was elected by all senators, including those who were in Labour Party at the time.
So it's a matter of nomenclature for Senator Akpabio, because you cannot continue to be a minority leader when you have changed to a different political party.
Yes,
so
that is correct. Yes,
completely distinguished.
Because most people, and it's quite good, Alex. We commend that particular question because most people tend to blur the lines.
You cannot remain the head of human resources in People's Television while you have left People's Television and joined the services of CNN or BBC.
Exactly.
True. That is quite a salient question. Now let's look forward. Let's see what other thing happening has been leading us to somewhere. Let's look at September 25th. What are we to see happen?
Well, maybe for Festus, maybe he has the gift of is it clairvoyance now?
Foresight.
Premonition.
To be able to determine what will happen, you know. But looking at it ordinarily, we cannot say with certainty what will happen. But certainly, there's going to be a lot of drama.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of drama. I've heard by way of rumor, I've not seen it from any authoritative source, that Senator Godswill Akpabio's seat will be declared vacant. At least I listened to the publicity secretary of the PDP yesterday. He said we only got a letter from Senator Akpabio that he's resigning his position as the minority leader. He didn't tell us he was leaving our party, which means there may be something in the offing to declare his seat vacant. And once we make that mistake, we have set fire that
that
we may not be able to control. You understand?
Yes.
I pray that what happened in the House of Reps when they attempted removing, or in the process of removing Patricia Ete, I pray that doesn't happen because we lost a member of the House of Reps, a medical doctor from Katsina. You know, I mean, as a result of the free-for-all fight.
Okay, let's listen to this this contribution from a caller. Hello there. Hello there. Okay. Hello there. I think we lost the call. Yes, you can continue with your line.
Yes, so I pray that that doesn't that doesn't occur. Because if you look at what is happening, I don't see a lot of people in the Senate still submitting to the leadership of Senator Bukola Saraki. I also do not see supporters of Bukola Saraki letting go. I pray we don't have a stalemate in the Senate. Senator Shehu Sani said something about 2 weeks ago on one of the television stations that those who want the Senate president removed do not have the numbers, and that even the other people do not have the numbers to remove the president.
Okay.
You know, he's a wise man.
Yes, but very
so some people may be angling towards removing the president of the Federal Republic by way of impeachment. Some other people are angling to remove the Senate president. So none of the two contending parties, APC and the PDP, will have the numbers to do it.
Let's take this call right now. Hello there. Hello there. I think we lost the call.
Yeah, so there's likely to be a stalemate because right now everybody claims we have the majority, right? And you know there are people who lack courage, right? The day the House will reconvene,
that will be a different drama.
There may be some senators who will not be there. There are APC members, take it or leave it. Those who did not defect, those who are still in APC, who are loyal to Senator Bukola Saraki. There are also PDP members who do not like Senator Bukola Saraki's style. Right? But because people may not want to betray the people they represent, they may not want to come out openly on that day. Because that day, everybody must bear his father's name, like we say in local parlance. So some people may just stay away. Right? As we also say in local parlance, may they go fight the fight. When the door settle, we appear.
Okay, how about you, Festus? Do you agree with that?
The issue of how the Senate president should be removed is also subject of some sort of controversy. Now, there have been some argument that it is the 2/3 majority of all the members. And the other argument is it is the 2/3 of members present at a particular sitting. So, at the end of the day, when eventually the House will reconvene, we are set for a drama.
Yes.
So it will not be determined on which would take. So imagine the way the Senate president itself emerges, the way he emerged, the last when
June 2015,
when the Senate president emerged. Not all the senators were there.
Yeah, about 54 of them.
Yeah, so they just the majority of them agreed. So the question now is it the majority of the members that will be present in a particular
or the whole House? Okay, let's quickly take this call before we continue on that. Hello there. Okay, I think the connection is quite bad, and they're trying to reach us.
So as we go and look forward to the days ahead, like my learned colleague here has said, we look forward to some sort of drama, real drama. And you see, the chairman of the ruling party, Adams Oshiomhole, is also talking with some sort of venom that the Senate president must be removed, and he has not backed down. And the Senate president is saying, "You cannot remove me."
Okay, so let's quickly take this call and answer this question, because for want of time, I want us to be able to answer as much questions as possible. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Honorable Shagari Festus from Adamawa State.
Okay. And what is your contribution or your question? Hello. Your question or your contribution? I think we lost that call there. Sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Festus, the issue of what makes up
the quorum,
two-thirds has been settled by the Court of Appeal. In the case of National Assembly and President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I'm aware of that judgment.
Yes.
Yes, that is the two-third majority of all the members. I'm aware.
For Senate, 73, House of Reps, 240.
I'm aware. I'm aware of that judgment. But you know, in spite of that judgment, there are still people that are saying, no, it has to be the members present at any particular. And the people who were pushing for this argument are saying, after all, the present Senate President emerged from two-thirds or the majority of the members present in a particular sitting, not the whole members. So it's an argument that neither here nor there. And at the end of the day, if such action is taken, you know, in Nigeria they'll say go to court. So you go to court while the new Senate President continues.
And you see people switching loyalty.
Of course.
That is quite scary, seeing that as the future of our polity. I know on today's episode, of course, Festus Fani-Fani and Max Oga have done their best, you know, to shed more light. For want of time, we cannot take all calls, we cannot, you know, get all the contributions, but I'm sure from all the facts that they've laid out, from what we have as a provision, and from what we see as the reality, given the judgment, like they said, National Assembly and the President, they're saying it has to be, that is the judgment that has been given. The insinuations from those saying it has to be the members sitting, they are just insinuations, like Festus said. If you have a problem, you take it to court. I know that more questions are going to be coming up in our minds come September, you know, 25th. And of course, like I said, we are on ground at the National Assembly currently observing if anything is going to go, you know, happen, even though they came out to say that they are not going to be meeting or sitting today. I'm sure, of course, you being locked in on PPTV Situation Room today, you've been enlightened, you've known more. There's some blurry lines that have been there that even I myself, you know, have, you know, been clarified on. For want of time, I want to say thank you very much once more, Max Oga and Festus Fani-Fani. Of course, you would definitely come back on the program, you know, to talk more and shed more light on this. It has been a wonderful, wonderful episode today. And of course, same time, same station next week. I remain Aisha Jibrin. Bye for now.
Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world with real-time notifications. Just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android or Apple Store if you're on iOS. Search PTV Nigeria. Download. It's free. It's easy. Now you can catch up with the latest news analysis and political discourse on the go. So stay connected with PTV, Nigeria's #1 online TV.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Ni ne mai suna Tukur Sani daga Kajuru local government Kufana. Gaskiya mu a garin nan Kufana community duka muka taro muka zauna muka yi mitin game da matsalan hanyar nan. Wannan rafin nan mun kai kuka a wajen hakimi, da shi hakimi ya ce to wannan matakin nan shi zai rubuta ya kai ma local government. Daga wurin kuma sai member na skip, wani kungiya ne na zaman kanta, shi ma wani member ya zo ya shigo da wannan budget na wannan gadan nan tun da dadewa, amma har yanzu ba mu samu cin gaba game da wannan hanyar ba. Har ila yau muna kan rubuta letoti, mun ma rubuta leta waɗanda sun ma fi so 10. This is how we in Kufana, Kajuru local government, Kaduna state, now sit down, look.
Dab. Yes. One day as I did dab, they go. Now I might see my neighbor on top electric pole. Don't be hammer you hold so. Before. So? Climb every day. Come on electric bill. You not gree pay. Waiting concern you for there. I beg you. Come over here. Okay, oh. I don't talk my own. As I dab reach house. Yay! Fire! Fire! My brand new flat screen.
Hold up.
Waiting concern you for there. I beg you. Come over here. Government property, na my property. If you don't come down now, I go report. No be only report. Na report card. Dab. Yes. Sunana Yakubu, amma an fi sani na da Yaks. Abu mafi mahimmanci shine har yanzu muna zaune da kwayar cutar polio a kasar mu. Wasu sun san digon rigakafin polio, wato digo biyu da ake bada na baki. Wasu kuma ba su san da haka ba. Wasu suna tunanin wannan digo guda biyu sau ɗaya kawai ya wadatar. Shin digo biyu ya wadatar? Bari mu bincika. Yaya aiki?
Lafiya kalau.
Digon mai guda biyu kawai zai isa so ya kosai?
Ba zai isa ba.
To, ta ce ba zai isa ba. Ina zuwa. Na gode. Shin za ki amfani da digon nono guda biyu kawai ki dama fura?
A'a ba zai yiwu ba gaskiya. Saboda nonon ne yake taimakawa wurin dama furan.
Na gode. Tambaya nake, shin digon ruwa biyu kawai zai isa hada shayi?
Ai ba zai yi wa hada ruwa da shayi da digon ruwa biyu ba. Dalili kuwa ai ba zai isa mutum ba. Dole sai ya kai kaman kofi daya.
Barka da.
Barka gare.
Da Allah tambaya nake so yi.
Allah ya sa na sani.
Shin digon man fetur guda biyu digon man fetur guda biyu zai isa ya sa wannan mashin aiki?
A'a ba zai sa shi aiki ba gaskiya.
Dalili fa?
Saboda ai bai wadace shi ba.
Haba.
Kwarai da gaske.
To nan ina zaka?
Dan je nan bayani.
Da Allah bari bi ka. Labai na wani?
Lafiya lau.
Kwayan gishiri biyu kadai. Shin zai isa ya sa naman nan daɗi?
A gaskiya ba zai isa ya sa naman nan daɗi. Sai an ɗan sa gishirin da yawa tukuna, sannan a haɗa sannan ya garwaye naman har ya yi daɗi.
Na gode. Kamar yadda muka je, digo biyu kawai bai sa ya wadatar da wani abu mai ma'ana ba. Haka ma digon rigakafin polio, dole ne yaro ko yarinya su samu digo biyu akai-akai na rigakafin polio. Wannan digo biyu akai-akai shi zai wadatar wajen kare yaro ko yarinya daga kamuwa da cutar koko kowace irin cutar polio.
Disco music is so... What's that word, Seth?
Raz?
Raz!
Hang on, let me check for something.
Oh.
I've got some classics.
Tupac.
Mozart.
Very Raz.
What about Vanilla Ice?
Also Raz. Look, guy, I need something fresh for this journey. Something to keep me alert and focused. Or else this is a solo assignment.
Cool down, what's this? PVC?
Wait, give me that. Come. How on earth did it get there?
Guy, relax now. It's not like it's of any use.
Look, yes, the elections are over. But we need to keep the flames alive by playing an active part in making our voices heard.
Elections don't finish, but the time to close mouth never reach. Make we get involved, because now when we participate, Naija go better.
What about the original soundtrack for the movie Pretty Woman?
Government in the rain again. Start or join group to solve problems for your community.
And here we go then. Great atmosphere and the allure and glamour of this International Champions Cup. Rashford inside the area, Rashford scores! Rashford cut home by Marquinhos, Chiellini has scored. Pastore in the box, and Mosley! Iwobi, yes, Arsenal level it. Shot from distance, oh what a goal! An absolute doozy.
It's new, it's here. It's premium entertainment for everyone from August 1st. Get popping every day with Ebony Life TV. Mondays are from Nollywood. Tuesdays are for novellas. The Next Generation have a blast on Wednesdays. Thursdays are for drama. Fridays are there to excite you and binge every weekend.
Action.
Like everything else, the 21st century art has diversified from the traditional painting and sculpting to a more computerized and advanced medium, hence digital art. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing about digital art. What is digital art and what does digital art entails? I am Cynthia DJ. Welcome to our talk. On a previous episode, we have shown you the various types and forms of art traditionally. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing more about digital art, and we're going to do it in a more amazing form. And we're going to be having a guest that will be telling us more about this art and also doing a demonstration for us. See, all those packages will come only after the break, so stay tuned.
Action.
This episode, we're going to be having a digital illustrator that will be telling us more about digital art, and his name is Nosa. Hi Nosa. How are you today? It's like you like coming here a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot. I like coming to this place.
Oh, that's beautiful. Is it because of the serenity or what?
I'd call it peace. It's more like peace.
Aww.
The river, the wind, yeah, it's coming.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Very, very
so can you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, of course. My name is Nosa, like you established, Nosa Kulegbe. I'm from Edo State.
Okay.
I studied architecture. I think that's about the
architecture.
basics. Yeah, I studied architecture.
Digital architecture.
Yeah, see. So it's more like a thing I picked up. So don't get to that. But.
That's good. So please, can you tell us more about what digital entails?
Digital art is it's big. So what I would say is any art form that's created with the digital process that includes using computers to create these art forms. Yeah, they are all digital art. It is very, very diverse. I take the part of illustration, but you have digital sculpting, you have what you see in movies. You see a big monster come out of nowhere. You understand?
Yeah.
Those monsters are not real. They were created digitally.
Wow.
And that's still digital art.
Amazing.
So you have so it's very, very big, it's diverse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which one are you going to be telling us today?
Okay, digital illustrations.
Digital illustrations. Yes. That's what you're going to be doing for us today.
Yes. A common term will be cartooning.
Cartooning. Ooh. Yes. that's pretty good. Like the ones who watch on TV. So we're going to be seeing more of cartoon today.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to be animated. Let me know it's the hope. So we're going to have something very, very basic.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, artists have tools.
Yeah, of course.
This digital art. So what are some of the tools for it?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's digital art. So the tools are required. First of all, you need a computer. Yeah, it's digital. So anything, it would first of all require a computer. And then depending on the parts you are trying to follow, like I'm an illustrator, so I would need a graphics tablet.
Okay.
A graphics tablet is, kind of a board. I have one during the maybe I'll show you one. So it's like a board I use to send direct drawings to the computer. You draw on the board and then it shows on your computer.
Okay.
So it needs a graphics tablet. Yeah, that's about it for a digital illustrator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just okay. So can someone use a laptop for it?
Yeah, but then it has to be high end. It has to be really, really functional.
Oh, okay.
Because if not, you have limitations.
Okay. Yeah. Is this kind of art? Is it that very expensive? Because all the things you'll be calling are things that are not normally known to be used by artists, though.
Okay.
So are they pretty expensive?
You see, the word expensive in itself, I would say it's relative. Yeah, because if I say expensive now, somebody that's paying $1 million a week would say that's really cheap.
Okay.
So depending on who is buying,
it
might be expensive or cheap.
Okay.
So, but if you ask me, for the average Nigerian, it's relatively affordable.
It's relatively affordable. You said you're an architect.
Yes.
Is it because I know architecture? It's related to art because it has to do with the lighting and drawing and all that. So, why did you decide to add this to what you did? Because I'm trying to link both of them. Is it your zeal for architecture that moved you to go into this? Or I want to see how it's being related.
Oh no, actually, it's the other way around. You see, I loved art from day one, from day zero. Since I can remember, I've loved art. I doodled on my books while I was in school. If you turn the back of my book, you have lots and lots of drawings in them. So when it got to the time to decide what do I do with my life now, I was going to take up a career. That's I think somewhere in 2010. So I didn't know what career path to choose. So I was presented with that fine arts or architecture. Society told me architects are usually very stereotypes. Yeah, so that's how I became an architect. So it works backwards. I loved art before I loved architecture. So that's what I like it for me. So when I met architecture, I met computers because we used it a lot. So I was not trying to look for a way to balance it. Let's have a bit of computers and a bit of art. So that's where I got to digital art.
So that's where you got to digital art. Now, like we do in outside, we de-emphasize the token and emphasize more on the practicality. Now we actually met you at the park. Could we actually be can we stay in a place where we could actually do the demonstration? You could do something for us right here? Do you think it's good?
Yeah, we'll look for somewhere serene. I have my PCR and then we could book something up.
Oh fine, let's do it. Okay, yeah, thank you. Oh, you just got my picture. You want to do in a cartoon form?
Yeah, I'm going to get cartoon out of it.
Okay.
So, first of all, let me get the general shape.
Okay.
General shape of the goals before I go into details. So I have the shoulders, then I have this hand done, and then this one goes to the waist.
I want to ask, this art, how long does it take to learn it?
Well, the thing is, you should already have the skill, the art, talent, or whatever we want to call it now.
Okay. As you can see, we're going to the demonstration part of the whole thing, so we're going to know how to do this. And like we'll see right here, we have a picture that he's actually using to form a cartoon form, and trust me, the picture is mine. So I hope you're gonna enjoy it. So let us watch him do his thing. So please, can you tell me how long it takes for one to learn this form of art?
This form of art, the way it works is you usually have the art scale in itself before you transition to this.
Okay.
You, like me, for me, it took me 3 days to transition from traditional art to digital art.
Okay.
Yeah, it took just 3 days. But the thing is, you already had the talent. You already knew how to draw.
Okay.
You should already know how to draw, because this whole setup will not improve your art. It will not make you better all of a sudden.
Okay.
If you know how to draw, yes, this would kind of enhance your drawing because it's digital.
Okay.
But if you do not, then there is nothing it will do for you. You'll still be a very bad artist.
Trust me, I feel so excited. I can't wait for him to finish, and I see myself in the cartoon form. So please let us join him and watch him do his thing.
After I've completed the initial sketches, I then started to add flattened colors, which is what you are seeing on your screen now. The flattened colors added together. After the flats, after adding the flats, I started to do the floral patterns on our clothes. This like what you are seeing now. This takes a lot of time. This was what took bulk of the time doing the design. I had to go in depth and do every floral pattern so that I will achieve realism with the art. So, and also to look good, because if I try to go around it without doing properly, it will not look very good and it will not look realistic. But even if it's a cartoon, even if we're not trying to get it 100%, but at least it should look close to what it is.
Action. 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 Action.
So after getting the floral patterns in our clothes to be as close as possible as to the real thing, I started to put in other colors that I had missed in the first place, like her earrings. I'm putting in the color for her earrings, then the colors for her nails, I also put that in, and then I put in the colors for her lips, try to blend it out, make sure they look the same. In case you are curious, I'm using a software called Photoshop. It's one of it's industry standard, and then it's really good for illustrating, and it's good for a bunch of stuff, both for camera work, photo editing, and it's good for a lot of things. So I'm using Photoshop right now to do the work.
Action. 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 Action.
So when I'm done with the flattening, that's adding the flat colors, I will now engage in what I call what is called shading. This is done to give the object a three-dimensional feel. Like the real one, you see that it looks real. It looks like it has weight, it has shape. But the one I have is flat. It does not have any form of shape to it. But the process I'm going through now gives it depth, gives it shape, and that's why it's called shading. So I'm shading it now to give it to show how light reacts with it. The places that are not receiving light will be lighter than the places that are receiving light, and that's basically what I'm trying to do in this process. I'll use a couple of different ways to do this, but you can just watch and see how it works. Right now, the one I'm laying now is the cast shadows. That's the shadows that are cast by other bodies affecting the drawing. After I lay this one down, I would also put some other layers on top of it. After the cast shadows, then I'll have my normal shadows, the ones that are cast as a result of shape and as a result of light bouncing. And then after that, I'll have my lights, the way light reacted, maybe the sunlight or whatever light was in the scene reacted with the object. And then after that, I would also lay in my ambient light, the parts where the skin shine, the parts where the objects shine. So those are the layers I'm going to be using, but I'll also explain as I'm going.
Action. Action.
So when I was done with my first layer, that is the cast shadow. Now I'm about to start adding the normal shadow, the shadow cast by light, the shadow cast by the sunlight. So that's what I'm about to start doing now. This particular layer helps give the object more form, while the other one I was doing shows the angles of the light, but this one gives the object more form, give the illustration form, give it kind of depth, I guess. Yes, it gives it depth, it gives it weight. That's what this particular layer does.
Action. 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 Action.
Then the one I'm doing now, the one I'm using the white wall, is the ambient light. This shows the bouncing of lights around the scene. It shows where light